Good evening, everybody. It's about 4:11 p.m. on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. What a beautiful day it was today. It's actually quite warm. I'd say it's almost 60 degrees. It's in the mid 50s, high 50s. I'm wearing my jacket. I could take it off, but then I'd feel cold, so I'd put it back on. Anyway, today we went fishing at a friend's pond. There's a bunch of catfish in a big pond, deep pond. And we caught 3. It took a while, but we caught 3 with the boys, and they're all excited. So I guess even teenage boys like to catch fish too. Anyway, you can see here that this is like all green grass. There's hardly any of that old warm season grass. It's all green. It's not very long. They're not taking huge bites, but they are getting something in their bellies. And looking at their condition, they're doing pretty good, you know. Weather forecast again, it looks like we're just gonna have warm weather, 50, 60, sometimes even 70, heading all the way up until Christmas. So we don't have any cold spells, it looks like. Of course, the weather does change, you know. I was watching a Greg Judy video, and he said that if you don't like the weather in Missouri, just wait a week, it'll change, right? And here in Texas, they say, if you don't like the weather in northeast Texas, just wait a day, it'll change. And I went to visit some friends up in Oklahoma. They said, if you don't like the weather in Oklahoma, just wait an hour, it'll change. So yeah. But no, it looks like the weather forecast is all warm, nice, occasional rainfall, which is what we need. This is ideal grass growing weather, I think, for the cool season grass. This is exactly what it needs. This temperature, the sunlight, the wet, everything's perfect for growing grass right now. The only downside is that this is autumn grass, so the ryegrass is programmed to grow a little bit in autumn, and then throughout the winter it'll put its roots down deep so that it can explode in the spring. So we're not going to get a ton of grass, but we're going to get grass. Anyway, that's the story of the grass here and the cows. Everybody's happy. We did slaughter the chickens, process the chickens. We did a total of 87 birds over the course of 2 days. My brother, myself, he brought his son over, my 2 sons, my 2 daughters, my wife. I think we put a good 6 to 7 hours of work in, solid work, total for all those birds. It could have been more. Once we started plucking, we kind of hit our stride after the kids had plucked a couple chickens, and noticed that how important it is to get the water temperature just right. And then the plucking started to go faster. It was almost to the point where we couldn't keep up with the slaughtering. The bottleneck that we had was the water. We couldn't keep the water hot enough. So I think next year we'll get one of those deep fat turkey broiler things and fill it full of water and do that. Looks like I have a friend here. You smell something in my pockets? You smell a doggy treat? There you go. You my friend? Their coats are really soft and fluffy now. But you want more? I'm out of the sweet feed. Yeah, so the grass is looking pretty good. It could be better, of course, but I'm not complaining. And it looks like December might be a little short on the grass, but once we get about 4 weeks, about 8 rows down, it gets thick again. So there's a little bit of a dry spot here, I think, in my field. So we'll see what happens. That's the update. I haven't been the greatest at updating and uploading. Doing chickens was super busy, and everything else on top of it meant that when the sun set, I was done. I'd just go to bed and fall asleep or wake up when the sun came up. So, you ever been that tired where it's time to go to bed and you don't even remember going to bed, you just wake up in the morning and somehow you got into bed, you don't even know what happened. The minute my head hit the pillow, I'm out, you know. It's a good feeling. Anyway, I found this. Let me show you this. I found an old knife my son used to own that he left behind. I'm going to carry that with me in the field. I tried to sharpen it up the best I can. I think there's a bit of a burr I can't really tell. There's a bit of a burr, so I need to sharpen it up some more. But I think it's a pretty good knife. And that'll be my sharp knife. And then I have on my keychain, let me see if I can pull out my keychain. This is my backup knife. Oh, it's in the side by side. It's just a little utility knife. I don't even know if it's made from real steel. I spent like $2 on it, so it's definitely made from Chinesium. She didn't expect that. Yeah, the cows are not complaining. The poo, I was looking at last week's poo. Let me look at yesterday's poo. Let's see if the poo looks good. Days are getting shorter, noticeably so. We're going to hit December 15th or 16th, which is the solstice, the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. And that's officially when winter starts. It's not the coldest day of the year, it's the shortest day of the year. So yeah, here's some, I think that's some calf poo. I don't see some, shadows are so long. You know, that you'd be, yeah, the poo's piling up. Well, that's a pretty good poo patty there. I'd rate that a 10 out of 10. That one's pretty shallow, but it's a 10 out of 10. I'm looking for that little dimple in the middle. Just the perfect consistency. This one's a little thick, but it's nothing to write home about, you know. At least it's not piling up like 4 to 6 inches in the air. Like the big poo emoji. Look at this patty. This patty's pretty good. Yeah, it's probably the right consistency. I'm not putting my foot in there, even though it is a rubber boot. This is probably the worst patty I've seen today. It's not that bad. I probably should get some more minerals out here. I got another bag at home. Feed them some more minerals. I'm thinking of maybe December, I'll just bring out some protein supplement to supplement the grass and see how that goes. And then January, I might not need anything. If it stays warm like this all winter, man, I probably won't need anything. Anyway, guys, signing off. Have a great day. Bye-bye.